What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve. Thank you for joining us. Hope you are doing well. And on this channel, we talk sneakers. And today we are talking about another special sneaker celebrating its 30th anniversary. None other than the OG, the classic Air Max 90. But this colorway, it's almost not even a colorway. It's more of a construction way is the best way to put it. The colors are varied and kind of natural, neutral. You're gonna have to see it to fully understand what they are doing with this particular model. Today we are talking about the Nike Air Max 90 OG PRM in the Inside Out colorway. We're gonna get into it. Let's first take a closer look. Alright guys, welcome back, and now that you've seen a closer look at these bad boys right here, again, welcome to the channel. And if you are new here, consider hitting that like and subscribe and joining the family on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We climb. Got some helpful links down in the description below as well. Some of my favorite sneaker books, as well as protective shoe spray to keep your kicks clean, as well as the link to buy these bad boys if they are still available, and I think they are as of this moment. So like I said, this is the 30th anniversary we are in right now for the Nike Air Max 90, which is crazy. But to celebrate, Nike has been releasing some OG models, the infrareds, the laser blues, to name a few. But what's even better is that they are packaging them and building them in the exact way, or closest to, that they were back in 1990. So the manufacturing techniques, the tooling, the box, the OG longer shoe box, even the anatomical arch support that used to come packaged separate in the box is in there. And even the infrared 90s had a like brochure thing with clothing from 1990 that you could have ordered in and bought from Nike, you know, to go with your Air Max 90s, right? So that is not all that's included in this package. Unfortunately, you didn't get the anatomical arch support with this, but you do get that classic packaging. But even better, in my opinion, a black on black murdered out version of that classic Nike Air Max shoebox. I mean, this thing is clean, looks awesome. And of course they went with the orange classics for the other ones, but I wasn't expecting this matte black finish. This thing is beautiful. I love it. And now let's talk about the shoe itself, because it's pretty striking. Of course, because of off-white, we got to say it's got some off-white vibes, because there's a lot of deconstructed look here, but that's not what this is. This is not supposed to be like an off-white sneaker. So this is called the Inside Out, unofficially, I think. But it's called that because you are kind of looking at a three-dimensional, or maybe a prototype build of the Air Max 90. So it's kind of built literally inside out. And where that's most prominent is along here, along this back piece here. So this is like a stability panel that would normally go inside the sneaker, which is on the outside, and it's got the Air Max tag underneath it. So it's kind of like it acts as a transparent overlay, but that's what that is. It's supposed to be some kind of a stability layer that would typically go in between the inside layer and the outside layer of the sneaker. So you get that on the outside. You can see this kind of all this top stitching that is all different materials. Everything looks like it's just been flipped, almost like when you take a piece of clothing like a sweater or a jacket and you turn it inside out and you can kind of see the guts of it. That is what the aesthetic is here. Top stitching, which is tonal top stitching on the eyelet pieces here. You've got a pretty nice longer hair suede. It's kind of a higher quality suede definitely going through in these panels here. And then you have the hexagonal patterned material on the Nike swoosh, which blends in. And like I said, there's some neutral colors here, and it's a lot of neutral whites and off-whites, aside from the infrared hits you are getting here on the top near the outsole here and the eyelets. But then what's interesting is where you normally have the infrared here along this window with the air unit, it looks like someone took a marker and just kind of scribbled it in. Like I said, almost like this is like a design prototype where they were tinkering with things and saying, okay, well this section here, we're going to color that in because that's going to be the infrared section, and that is carried over into the outsole as well. So it literally looks like someone took like a Sharpie marker or something and just scribbled in, okay, this is going to be all the infrared spots. Now this one is a more solid piece, but you can see that here. And what else is interesting is almost like this midsole here, again, going with that prototype, unfinished motif they have going on here, this has a really rough finish to it. Like you can see the specs on it. It feels rough. It feels interesting. It feels like maybe they hand painted it with something to kind of get the white effect or the finish effect. I don't know exactly the purpose, but I can tell you that it definitely gives this more of that DIY prototype, sketch type of look to this sneaker, or inside out, if you will, as they are calling it. And you even get more of that tonal top stitching on the badge here. You get that black stitching, and around the heel collar here you get that knit nylon-y type material here. And this material and the suede are the two that really feel like the finished materials as far as what you would normally get on an Air Max. I gotta say the toe box as well, with that knit mesh pattern here as well. So in the inside you do get that same type of fleecy material. You get that really chunky, fluffy, I should say, tongue, and the tongue is pretty cool. The tongue actually has the Nike Air, and then it almost looks like there's some like measuring or like grid markings. You got the cursor like symbols on either side. You got the little notches below the Nike Air and on the sides of it, almost like it's being centered with type of like a graphing tool or something like that. And then there's a pretty nice pattern on the laces here. The laces actually come off as a lot higher end than I would suspect on a shoe like this. It's got a nice, almost little sheen to it, little pattern inside the laces. That deconstructed motif really shines around the collar of the shoe. You can see at the top there. I mean, it's aligned all around the top, and that's visually striking, especially holding the shoe in hand. Not something you're going to see as much with the shoe on foot, but it really sets the stage for that type of feel that this colorway is trying to achieve. So this is an interesting sneaker in terms of talking about the quality of the materials and how everything comes together in the build and everything, because there are purposefully unfinished edges and the materials are supposed to be, turned inside out and what have you, but you can feel that this is definitely a PRM release. Obviously the PRM means premium, and you can tell that. I mean, actually the suede here is nice. You can tell this is dope suede here, and everything else, despite it looking like an unfinished or turned inside out shoe, you can see good stitching, you can see solid build, and everything looks good, feels good. The sneaker feels premium. It feels a lot like the other Air Max 90 OGs that I've reviewed this year. There's some subtle differences in feel, obviously, but for the most part, you can tell this is a premium build sneaker, and more or less is going to be worth the price point depending on if you are feeling this colorway, because this is definitely a subjective colorway here. This is for the people that are maybe process nerds that like to know how things are built, or if you like to watch that show How It's Made, this is kind of a colorway that would speak to you, I think. And I'm definitely a person that likes to see things taken apart and see how things are made, and so this was an interesting exercise, taking in this shoe and engaging with it. I really did enjoy looking and feeling and wearing this sneaker, and it's definitely going to be a part of my collection, and I'm probably going to rock it here and there because of the neutral colors. It's pretty easy to pair. You can pair this with just about anything. It's essentially a white and black shoe with little hits of infrared. That's pretty much one of the easiest shoes to pair with a fit. So if you're worried about what can I wear this with, the answer is almost anything. And that does it for me, guys, on this video of the Nike Air Max 90s PRM Inside Out colorway. And let me know what you think about these sneakers down in the comments below, because I will hit you back. I am the CEO of responding to comments. And while you're commenting down there, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe and join in the family. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And then head down to the description and check out some of my helpful links, my favorite sneaker books, protective shoe spray, the link to cop these bad boys as well. So yeah, that's it. I don't want anything else from you other than for you to have a wonderful day, and I want to thank you for your time. It is very much appreciated. Your likes and comments and engagement are the reason why this channel is growing, and I cannot thank you guys enough. So I hope to see you on the next video. Hit that bell so you are notified when that drops, and I hope you have a good day, good evening, good night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.